let's do a quick roundup of what's on the workbench. These are based upon the front cover of this book, Soviet Bus Stops by Christopher Herwig, which is fascinating and going to be the source of a bunch of other designs coming soon, hopefully. And they are bus stops, well, Soviet bus stops, as it says here. A large bus stop in 285th, 144th, 100th, 76th and 56th, which is effectively 28mm. And 43rd, hopefully, if I can fit it into my printer, which might be pushing the size limits a little bit. These are test prints. There are a couple of minor issues on it. I found that if you put a straight edge parallel to the base, it tends to bow. And that's meant to be a straight line, not a nice little curve. It looks pretty enough, but it's not the intended design. So this one's slightly better because this one was put in at an oddball angle. I've just got to support these along the sides when it's printed so that they come out looking more like those. But anyway, something interesting for war gamers, bus fans. I don't know if anybody builds Cold War era East European model railway layouts, but if they do, 76th scale, I can do some in 87th as well. Quick plug now. Supporters of the Patreon will be getting the files for these once I'm happy with my test prints and the actual finished versions go up on the site for sale. So you can sign up to the Patreon. 2 different levels. One gets 5% off in the shop, the other gets 10% off in the shop, and STLs of new products as and when they arrive. Next up on the to-do list is this Wild Custom Citroen DS that I started in the old house. I've got the body the shape I want, more or less got the filler down and a nice fairly even coat on it. I'll maybe a little bit more work to do and a little bit more fine work to do. So now I've got to do the underside. I'm not going to do the interior. What I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this in place, paint the whole thing. In fact, I'm going to build the whole thing, paint it as a whole, and then black out the windows so I don't have to bother building the interior. And it's going to be a wild 43rd scale Citroen DS lead sled, I guess. The Toyota continues. I've put arches on, which I think actually might be too wide for the wheels that I've got, but yeah, there's got a fair amount of filling to go on, and then a suitably wild colour scheme will be applied. I've reprinted the speakers in the back because they were too big, and that will be updated on the site soon. So I'll be selling the new size in the shop once I'm happy with them. Other things that may become projects as I get distracted or need a break. I recently made a Fallout laser rifle for Action Man, a 1/6 scale laser rifle, and whilst printing that I also printed out a Sten gun and a Tommy gun that I can't currently find, so that might get painted up and added to Action Man's armoury. This 32nd scale hot rod needs a bit of love and attention and front wheels, frankly, to be brought back into life. So that's a possible short-term project at some point. The Supra that I started a while ago needs finishing. So as you can see, I've got a lot of things to finish, and then you'll start seeing videos about them. And let's have a quick look at where some of these models are going to be going when they're finished. This display cabinet was my dad's. He put model railway wagons and 00 scale cars in it whilst he was making the layout. and I'm filling it up with my own finished projects slowly. Up on the top, we've got Action Man with his fallout rifle and various other weapons that he's got along the way. All of the other guns are available in the Spinny World shop. I'll stick a link down below. Top row, we've got various figures. There's the Vesperados from an earlier video, and my first Gaslands build. Coming soon, once I get it edited together, is the build video for this flying gun platform from Akira. And there's a couple of 24th scale bikes. You've seen the video for the scooter. There's the Pioneer Runaway boombox. A funky sci-fi unicycle I built a while ago. This level is going to be 43rd scale cars, so the DS will go on here when it's finished. And I'm looking to build other equally wild things to this 2CV Formula 1 car. We've got a couple of other 43rd scale cars. The Peugeot was subject to its own video. Down here, 32nd scale cars. And on the bottom row, a mix and match, 76th and 72nd and Hot Wheels scale, and the cool little Leco Works super deformed cars. So as you can see, there's plenty of space left to fill in there. So the project for the year, one of the projects for the year, is to complete more stuff that'll go in there, and also maybe somewhere better than on top of it for Action Man, somewhere for my 24th scale cars, and I've got one 1/12 scale motorbike and a whole bunch of things like this that need building and displaying. So that's something I've got to find, is somewhere to store all of those as well. So I'm not doing a lot of modelling at the moment because it's summer and there's lots of other fun things to do. But I will be posting more videos, building more stuff. Stick with me. I intend to fill this with weird and wonderful models. Found the Tommy gun. There it is.